once again, back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick.
The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, says Socrates. Hey, I'm Scott with the Wisdom in All Things podcast, where we look at applying wisdom to three areas: mind, body, and soul. On this episode, persevere in doing good. John Wesley, he was an English cleric, theologian, and evangelist, a leader of the revival movement within the Church of England, known as Methodism, said this: "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways that you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can." That's a lot of good. And it's good. Shot in black and white, I can still vividly remember a particular scene near the end of the movie Schindler's List, where Liam Neeson, portraying the remarkable life of Oskar Schindler, comes to the realization that after all he had done to save the lives of Jews during the Holocaust, he could have saved one more. The book Schindler's Ark by Thomas Keneally and the subsequent film adaptation Schindler's List, directed by Steven Spielberg, serve as a profound illustration of not growing weary in doing good. Oskar Schindler was a German businessman who initially profited from the Nazi regime during World War II. He ran a factory in Nazi-occupied Poland where he employed Jewish workers from nearby concentration camps. However, as Schindler witnessed the horrifying atrocities committed against the Jewish people, he experienced a transformation of heart. Schindler, at great personal risk and expense, decided to use his factory as a refuge for over 1,000 Jewish workers, saving them from almost certain death. He went to extraordinary lengths to ensure their safety, even bribing Nazi officials and providing food and medical care. What makes Schindler's story so inspiring is his unwavering commitment to doing good in the face of immense evil and danger. He could have chosen to turn a blind eye and simply focus on his personal gain, but instead he chose to use his resources to make a life-saving difference in the lives of others. Schindler faced numerous obstacles, as you might imagine, and threats, but he persevered because he understood the gravity of his mission. He didn't give in to weariness or despair. He pressed on, ultimately saving lives and leaving a lasting legacy of compassion and courage. In a world marred by turmoil and adversity, the call to not grow weary in doing good holds profound significance, primarily for Christians. The Apostle Paul's letter to the Galatians provides a foundational verse on this topic. In Galatians 6:9, he writes, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." This verse encapsulates the essence of not growing weary in doing good. There is a divine promise attached to our efforts, a future harvest of blessings and rewards if we persist in doing good. This is the essence of living the right life. It's an article that you can read at wisdominallthings.com. As we're well aware, in our quest to remain steadfast in doing good, it is not uncommon that we grow weary. Our weariness can often stem from a subtle temptation to focus on the immediate outcomes of our good deeds, or even the rewards promised by God. The world system often prioritizes instant gratification, which can lead to discouragement when we don't see immediate results from our acts of kindness. However, our primary focus should remain on the work of faithfully sowing the seeds of good deeds, rather than fixating on the outcome. So how do we not grow weary in doing good? The earlier quote by John Wesley underscores the idea that doing good should be a continuous and unselfish endeavor, reaching out to as many people as possible. Grounded in Galatians 6:9, to persevere in doing good is to align our hearts with God's eternal promises, seeking His strength and leaning on the support of our Christian community. While the call to not grow weary in doing good is firmly rooted in Scripture, we need to effectively navigate the challenges and temptations that often lead to weariness in our pursuit of doing good. Here are 5 keys to helping us persevere in doing good. First, remember the why. We need to remember to continuously reflect on the reasons behind our actions. Keeping the motivation for doing good at the forefront of our minds can provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment, reducing the likeliness of weariness. Second, focus on God's promises. Be sure to elevate the importance of focusing on God's promises rather than immediate results. Galatians 6:9 assures us of a future harvest if we persist and encourages us to keep our eyes on the eternal rewards that await our faithfulness. When we concentrate on the act of sowing good, it will also relieve the pressure of expecting immediate results. Third, stay rooted in Scripture. Our thinking and spirit are renewed when we seek strength from God through prayer and study of His Word. So regular communion with God through prayer and immersing ourselves in the Bible can provide the spiritual nourishment we need to avoid weariness. Fourth, community support. Engaging with other believers provides emotional support, encouragement, accountability. When we surround ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our commitment to doing good, it becomes easier to persevere through challenges. And lastly, number 5, monitor the signs of burnout. When we choose to persevere in our own strength and without God's guidance, we will no doubt overextend ourselves. So taking breaks when necessary, setting healthy boundaries, and delegating tasks can prevent exhaustion, allowing us to maintain a sustainable pace in our efforts to do good. Taking time to rest both physically and spiritually can rejuvenate our hearts and minds, preventing weariness. So remember those 5 keys: remembering the why, focus on God's promises, stay rooted in Scripture, get community support, and monitor the signs of burnout. Our ability to persevere is directly linked to our reliance on God's strength. We're to draw upon His grace and seek His guidance through prayer and the study of His Word. This is the spiritual nourishment we need to sustain us during moments of weariness. So by anchoring ourselves in God's promises, maintaining a strong spiritual foundation, seeking the support of a Christian community, and practicing self-care, this is how we navigate the challenges that often lead to weariness. In doing so, we can persistently and joyfully continue to impact the lives of others and honor God through our doing good. If you want a transcript of this podcast, you want to read it rather than listen to it, which I don't understand because I have this sultry radio voice, don't I? You can get a transcript of the podcast at wisdominallthings.com. Just search for the title. But you'll also find quotes, articles, other resources to help you better understand and apply wisdom in all things. Just go to wisdominallthings.com.